Okay, welcome back. We're going to go round the brands in the Defiwind. And I think first up we have got Starboard. Yeah, one of the biggest brands in the business. And we already know the main man is already here. He's looking a bit injured at the moment. Remi Vila, firstly...
It's all my story, my life. I've been injured, recover.
You've had a few, haven't you?
Yes, broken leg, broken collarbone, now broken shoulder on the tendon. Yes.
There was a famous crash, I seem to
Yes.
remember.
It's not the most famous one.
It's pretty famous.
This one is good because it was filming, but the most famous one that obviously is not filmed is in same place, Vietnam. And there was a boat with a long rope in front with big waves. And we was with Cyril Moussimani going full downwind in 5.5, 40 knots of wind. And the rope just go up on the nose of my board and stuck at the mast base.
Yes.
Catapult of the catapult, I destroyed mast, boom, sails on myself. Was insane.
So, firstly, he is injured. Hopefully we've got that crash, the one that's on the film, not the one he's talking about. Because it is, honestly, it was with Tristan Algray, was it?
Yes.
I seem to remember. It was.
Yeah, we was racing with Tristan, and then Tristan didn't arrive to follow me anymore. And I continue, but one time I make a mistake. The wave touched a little bit my ass, and yahoo!
So what happened here? I'm sure people want to know.
Alors, yes, here is we have to say that Pattaya water is not the best water in the world. It's dirty, and there is a lot of garbage in the water. And every single time I go Pattaya, I do a catapult, it can be soft.
Yeah.
In general, it's plastic bags. You could get a handbrake, but you fall down slowly, so it's okay. But this time it was a big hit, and I was pushing like a motherfucker on a foil, 31 knots, bam, and the free fall didn't work that time. I don't know why, and I fall down heavily on the boom. And
what's the synopsis? What's the verdict?
The verdict is two tendons totally broken, so I have to surgery, and probably in the next 15 days. So
okay, how did you get back? Because I'm guessing you can't move it much with two tendons.
Funny one. So to get back, I lift up the sail in one hand. Then when I lift up the sail, I hook the harness line with one hand again. And then when I was hooked, I take the other hand, I put it on the boom, and then I take the boom with the two hands and go back.
Not foiling, I'm guessing.
Yeah, falling, full on. I was far. I was 7 kilometers away from the beach, so I have to go foil. Otherwise, it will take age.
Okay. Well, speaking of foiling, we've got your new foiling board at the moment,
Yes.
and so far, it's performed pretty well this year. Because for anyone who doesn't know, Guadeloupe first PWA event of the year. Matteo Yukino did a first, as far as I know. He won every heat.
Yes,
he was in
correct.
every final, everything.
Everything, and actually it was just going in first place, and after controlling smoothly the race.
Yeah.
But when you see the video, you can get back to the video and check. All the riders was moving, but him no, because we work a lot on CFD about how to improve IO of the board. So this improves a lot. On,
So what do you mean, the aerodynamics?
the aerodynamic is a key here on this board. People are thinking that, the board is outside, it doesn't matter, the foil will do the job. That is not true. The board is very important. We never see a plane with chunky like a Hummer.
It's true.
So
It's
the
true,
board,
because it is. So yeah, obviously the theory is you don't want any movement at all.
Exactly.
So any sort of movement on the foil, because as we know, it's quite delicately balanced.
Yes.
So if the aerodynamics is not good and it moves up, it can catch the wind and pull.
Yes.
And now you've designed something which it smooths that out. I guess.
and you know that on foiling, more you go fast, more you have move your body front.
Okay.
But I designed this board to have a kind of downforce.
Okay.
So more you go fast, more you have this downforce to compensate the fact the wing want to get out.
Okay.
So this kind of stuff is studied by CFD to find out where and when we can make the modification, where on the board we can make the modification to get this. And this is almost invisible on the board, but it's there. So, and so we reduce the drags at the maximum. The reason why we extend the board on the tail and we make the drags is reduced a lot by just doing this. And we found out that extend the board in the tail also make your jibe much more easy. Because you don't have when you flip the sail, you don't have the sensation that the board is going up suddenly, and it just calm down, and you can go very smooth.
So what? That's with the tail, the cutouts, or
Yes.
you mean just the top shape?
The top shape on the cutout.
Can it be turned over?
Yeah, of course. So, if you compare to the 2024, the tail was finishing here, and we extend it and to reduce the drags, but also it helped to take off. So, but the drags reduce a lot. Suddenly, you have way more smooth tail, and then the drag almost disappeared. And these drags make you feel that the board is slippery in the air. You don't feel that something with going a little bit sideways all the time, vibration. It's just go smooth in the wind, even when you take a gust.
So, I mean, for anyone who doesn't know this, I mean, if you look at it just this bit, it looks like a funky board. So this is what, for stability on the top, for jibing to your foot pressure?
Alors, you need to have the foot outside. So you need to have something to support
Leverage.
it. Yeah, the leverage. So it's important to have it. But you can see the board is like a water drop.
Yeah.
And this water drop reduces the drags by far. You can imagine if the board was square, like the outline, you will create a lot of drags, but massively. So by doing this, you make it very smooth and you reduce the drags by a lot.
Okay. So when you're designing this, how do you know what works? Like, I know this might sound ridiculous, but is it like, do you keep taking bits off? Like,
Yes,
how does it go? I mean, I genuinely don't know.
Maybe I'm the only one who does this, but my boards in general, when I go to the beach, is like a Lego. I have many plugs, and then I try many steps, and it's like this. I progress very fast, and I found a result on the direction to go.
So you have something built up, and you take it off,
Yes,
take it off,
take it off, and sometimes I go too far, I come back.
Okay.
So in one day, I can test 20 versions.
Okay.
It's not like I shape a board, I test it, it's not working, go back to the workshop.
So you basically shape it like this, then add bits.
Yes, exactly. I go for the more extreme, and then I add, and to find the right way to go.
Interesting. That's super interesting. Well, like I said, how does it feel though? So you've spent all the time, you've fucked your shoulder up, you've done all this, and then you see Matteo do what he did in Guadeloupe.
I was so proud of him. Yes, and he come to me, Remi, we do an amazing job because we are working really close to each other. We understand very well each other. Yeah. So it's 9 years he's with us now, and I can say that he's the most amazing rider we ever have at Starboard.
Yeah. He's a workhorse as well, isn't he? He's a machine.
He's a machine.
Machine.
And he's friendly all the time. He's not. He's never give bullshit. He's really on it. He's a really passionate guy.
Yeah, that was good. It's going to be an interesting battle this year. Obviously, we've got to wait a bit for the next foil races. But obviously, he's going to be involved in Slalom X if that's happening, from what we're hearing, in Fuerteventura, maybe Tenerife. But we'll see. Right, what else have we got? That's the foil board.
That's the other board of Matteo over there.
Yeah, this is the classic, the Isonic.
Yes, so here we have the Isonic 67, but as you know, for Matteo, he used the 63 and the 73 for Slalom X. And this is a board that he will use in Fuerteventura because I think Pozo is cancelled.
Yeah.
And so the two favorite board actually for Matteo is definitely 63 and 73.
Okay.
And we work a lot together to make sure that everything fits his style. Yeah. But not only this, to make it work for customers.
Yes.
So the main point for me when I develop a board, I'm not looking for the maximum performance first.
Yeah.
I look for the comfort, maximum comfort first. That means the rider, when he go in critical situation, he don't have to think about the board to control the board. He just think about the line you want to do, particularly when you arrive in jibe.
Yeah.
Of course, I work on the performance, but I never forget about this mostly important stuff. Because when you have 8 at the mark at Fuerteventura in this choppy with like hell, and you have a board who's starting to fly away, is not good.
Yeah.
So I'm always focused more on the control of the board than performance, because I don't say that I don't work on the performance, of course.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's interesting because people who've never sailed in a race or in Fuerteventura or something like this, when you take your foot out that back foot strap,
Fly away. me,
Yeah.
I have
It's
48 hours, 48 years of windsurfing.
Yeah.
This kind of stuff in Fuerteventura is the most difficult.
I said it a lot on the live stream. People don't understand.
I know, it's
when they
very
see
hard.
them drop a jibe, they're like, oh, what they're doing.
Yeah.
If you go out there, you feel the chop and the swell and 8 other people. It's insane.
I will make a recommendation for the video guys on drone.
Yes.
It's nice they will make a top video, but you don't realize what is going on.
Yeah.
Go 1 meter above the water and film sideways. Man.
Actually, the boat cam.
Yeah,
This-
what the cam is already very good.
Yeah.
But why we don't have a GoPro on each
It
guy?
might be coming. You never know.
Coming because this maybe you cannot not have the live on direct with
Yeah,
the GoPro,
but for the-
the recap
I
will
agree.
be sick.
I have said that a lot of times. Every rider should have to wear a GoPro.
At least
Yes.
for the final.
I totally agree. Totally agree. And if everyone has to wear it,
Yes, no,
okay.
no problem.
And we use it for the highlights.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm in. I should really mention, just in case you're not into slalom, there's usually most people who are really into slalom have 3 boards.
Yes.
Would you say? It's like a small, a medium, and a large. Now with Starboard and a lot of the brands, there's 3 that let's say Matteo would use, but then there's in between sizes.
Yes, because
Is
we
that-
think about also small people.
Yeah.
Matteo is a 98 kilo,
Yeah.
so we cannot forget about the other person. So Matteo will be 63, 73, 85.
We're talking about whips, just so for people who feel in volumes.
Yeah, the width of the board.
Yeah.
But Blanca, for example, she will be 60,
Yeah,
she will be 67,
Yeah.
and 77.
yeah,
So she's not with us anymore.
Yeah.
So sad,
Yeah.
but it's like that.
Yeah.
But all the people with light know which board to choose
Yeah.
because we develop this board for more light people.
yeah. No, it's interesting. I know you guys update your in-between sizes alternately.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we do 2 groups and we develop them each year, but how to say that? It's renewed every 2 years.
Yeah.
So for example, for 2025, the new is the 60, the 77, and the 85.
Yeah.
For 2026, the new will be the 63, 67, and 73.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. What else have we got? Anything new?
So
Anything?
we have the Futura. So the
Futura.
Futura is basically isonic gin, but more smooth. Everything is more easy. It's a perfect board for long distance, for example, like Defiwind.
Yeah.
When you have 10 kilometers in your leg, when you arrive at the jibe, your leg is shaking. So you need to have something is jibing easy.
Yeah.
So the rails are more forgiving, and you can see the tail is more narrow. So
Okay.
this help a lot to jibing better.
Yeah.
So you will not have the explosivity of the isonic with dedicated for slalom. It will plane a little bit later. It will accelerate a bit less, but it gets the same top and speed at the end.
Okay.
But it's more forgiving, more V, more pads with more soft, etc. So everything is to make you relax on the long term. So less demanding effort.
So this is like the stripped-down race car.
Yes.
The bucket seats and the hard
You
suspension.
have the turbo, you have the GTI.
Exactly. And this has got more like the Mercedes, but the fast one.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I got you. It makes sense,
And then the next step is a carve. So
Okay.
for Defiwind again, people who want who do windsurf only the Sunday and they don't have the racing experience, etc., and they have enough level to plane, this is a perfect tool because it's easy get going, super comfortable, and super easy to jibe.
Yeah.
So when they arrive after 10 kilometers, they are already a bit tired,
Yeah.
but it's easy to jibe.
And he keeps going a lot through the
Yes.
rolls, got some width in it.
Yes. It's basically a passive planing, I call this. So you don't need to pump like a crazy, like isonic, you need
Yeah.
to pump. If you don't pump, you don't go anywhere.
You've got to get it
Yeah,
moving.
yeah. So this is just hook the harness and can go, basically. So
Have you done speed tests with all these?
yes, so basically if I do 32 knots let's say,
Yeah.
on a spot with a Shopee.
Yeah.
This one will do the same top end speed.
Okay.
It's just a question of time to arrive at the top speed between the two
Yeah.
difference. This one will do more or less 29 knots in top speed,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's interesting because I've all been thinking about putting it into relative terms with speed. That's a good way of doing it. You work out what that one does, and then you kind of can shrink back from that. Wakeboards,
Okay.
Freewave wakeboards. Got the full
we go
full
talk about
lineup.
the code.
Yeah.
Our code is a Freewave board. So basically, I take the outline from the Ultra. You see that's very similar, and I adapt for a free ride session on a Freewave session. So the rocker is a little bit more straight. The tail is a little bit more wide, also to have a little bit more power. So basically, you get a free ride board with extremely maneuverable.
Yeah.
You can jibe or whatever. And there is many people, for example, in the south of France, because sometimes there is 45, even 50, more, even more, and they use this kind of board.
Yeah.
Even in flat water, at Locat, but they use because they have a lot of control, a lot of confidence, and it's more easy to jibe.
So you can use it as like a storm board as well.
Yeah,
like, yeah.
exactly. So this is a board.
And you've got outside foot straps as well. So
For free ride.
yeah, exactly. So this got power box in it.
Yes, power box.
Yeah, so you can put a decent fin in it. Well, I think it's fixed, but I think you can put double back strap, get yourself more on the rail.
Exactly. So you need more power, more free ride attitude. So of course you can go very fast with this.
I was about to say, so can we put it on relative terms to those ones?
Alors, this, if for example Pozo plays with a fucking Shopee on hard, it can do well.
Yeah. Because we've been talking on the channel about doing some sort of free wave speed test, just to understand, like not that one should be faster or not, but just out of interest. Just because I think
for sure you will have a lot of fun with very choppy conditions, with strong wind, with this kind of board, because everything will be way more easy than Isonic, Futura, on Carve.
Have you got a bit of shape in the bottom of this? A bit of V or?
Yeah, there is a lot of V on this board.
Just to sort of break the chop.
Yes, you have. Then Ultra, European waveboard.
Okay, so this is the Euro board, and I guess this is the full on.
Downline boards, I would say. So for Maui, Capo Verde, etc.
Okay.
So here we make a board that I reuse the shape completely as a board, because before it was I didn't like the fact that we have a board with, for example, 72 to 82 liter is a kind of shape, and after 86 is another shape, and 93 and up is another shape again.
Gotcha.
So when you go from one board to the other, you have to set up your body to understand how to make it. So here between the 72 to the 110 is the same style. So you don't lose what you learn on a small one to go to the big one, etc. So it's the same reaction for all of them, but just bigger or smaller. So the important stuff, this board for European is a board with planing early, accelerate very fast, because in mushy condition it's difficult, and very good for jumping. And of course, we work a lot on the tail to make it a jibing also on surfing properly for this kind of waves.
Okay.
So it's 2026. So for 2025, we improve the position of the box to make it way more maneuverable.
Okay. What does that mean? Where did you?
For example, before there was a 10 cm difference between the middle fin and the side fins.
Okay.
Now you have 15. Okay. So this helps a lot to be way more maneuverable.
It's a tri-fin.
Tri-fin, yes.
Tri-fin. Okay. Looks good. Looks good.
And here is a quad fin.
That tail is a little narrow tail.
Yes, very narrow, but this is a down the line machine and is unbelievable. And Titoon was excelling with this. Now we have Federico, Sarakita get mad with this. They are really love the board, because for surfing there is nothing better. It's just play, and you can be very aggressive, and it's always gripping.
This quad fin?
Quad fin.
That's a good lineup. I mean, you've got a full Full
And
house.
of course, they are in a carbon reflex technology. That means the most light construction we have, with extremely strong also.
Yeah.
So we are pretty happy about the
What's
result.
the biggest volume board? Because I get asked that quite a lot. There's a couple of big boys around.
Ultra have 110, and Hyper have 103.
Okay, one.
So Matteo, for example, use 103 for Hyper, but he used 93 for Ultra, because in general you need to take more volume for the Hyper compared to the Ultra.
Makes sense. Okay, and the code?
The code, if you compare the code to this, then, for example, if you take 86 for the Ultra,
Yeah.
you can go to the 85, more or less the same volume.
Okay. Well, there we go. I have noticed this though,
And this
which you
is-
have been one of the guys that I sort of first take on this. I mean, maybe you can tell me the origins and how it all
Alors,
came about.
first of all, I try the Liberty.
Yes.
On call Yasu. I say, your concept is very nice. Can I use your concept and continue to develop it?
Yeah.
He said, yes, but I have to pay a fee, of course.
Yes. Okay.
And then we change a lot the harness, because now it's
So for people who don't know, Liberty harness is the waist harness with a bit of thing designed by the Japanese.
Yes.
How'd you say his name?
Yasu.
Yasu. So this is where it kind of stemmed from.
So we start from that, and then we make a lot of R&D with a biomechanic guy, with Jean-Jacques Rivet, who study all, make a sensor on all our body
Okay.
in the harness to find out where is a point that you force too much,
Okay.
to try to dispatch all the load on your body in a nice way.
Yeah.
So we work on this. So we have to change the outline of the harness, but also we improve the padding to have a very good comfort.
Yeah.
And at the end, you see Matteo is using it with success. And it's, for me, I was always have a back problem. For me at that time, was a North harness was the best that I found. A kind of seat harness, but was quite high in the back. But this stuff in in your bolt, after one day of racing, it's impossible.
Especially jibing. I always found when you jibe, it goes up like a G-string.
So horrible. And then I try to have a waist harness, and this one destroy even more my back. I say, well, I have to find a solution. So I try the harness from Yasu, and I develop this one. From now on, since I use this, I don't have pain in the back at all. It's finished. It's really a hammock.
Yeah.
You hook, and you can push as much as you can.
Yeah, it's interesting, especially the Defi.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mind, short runs or that, but definitely those longer reaches.
Yes.
It's if you've never tried one, you should definitely give it a go, especially if you've got back problems.
Yes. On top of that, you can adjust a hook more or less for lower or higher by just trimming with straps, and then it's perfect for everyone.
Yeah, I always remember that harness that came out from ART. You know, with the orange vertebrae.
You remember this one? Wow.
My dad had one, and I always remember looking at it going, wow, that thing. And then it's actually looked, I thought maybe that could come back into
It's come back, effectively.
It's back. It's back.
It's back, and it's very good for your back.
Exactly. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Get well soon.
6 months.
Okay, well, get well.
It's hard.
Hopefully it all goes
When you're
well.
passionate, you want to go on the water every single time. I think I will do more bicycle, but in the room, not fun.
Can you fly the drone?
Yeah, I fly the drone. Actually, I fly a little bit here. But...
Yes. Don't tell him. Don't tell him. All right, Remi. Cheers, mate.
Okay, thanks.
All right, so there we go. Remi Vila. Interesting chat there. Stay tuned to the channel. We're going to be going around more stands here. We've got plenty more brands to go through. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff.